curious about the Akashic Records and what it feels like and what it means to be able to read.
Yeah, welcome to Akashic Answers with Emily. I am loving that new intro. If you love the new intro when you come in, let's hear some cheers. Welcome, everybody. Today, we are going to dive into our Akashic Records so you can learn how they can support you in instantly releasing stress. Some of the most stressful moments in your life, you can receive relief from. Today, I'm going to show you how. We're also going to call in intuitive upgrades from the realm of our Akashic Records so that messages that you are getting are crystal clear. You can learn to trust these messages. And I'm going to tell you what you need to do to step into 5D. That's right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Emily Harrison. I am the founder and director here inside the Akashic Academy, and a mentor to other light workers in the realm of the Akashic Records, which helps us tap into master level intelligence. Why do we need that? Well, imagine if you had a crystal ball that told you whether to swipe left or whether to swipe right. At every turn of your life, every choice, every crossroads, every moment truly, where you have the opportunity to take a bigger look at what's going on in life and choose how you're going to respond to it. This is what unleashes your ability to create your reality. And one of the reasons the Akashic Records is, in my opinion, the most profound spiritual tool technology here on the planet. It allows us to tap into instant soul level guidance, wisdom, and clarity. What do I mean by soul level? Well, I mean, it's not the way that you're experiencing and interpreting your life. See, when you agree to come into an incarnation as a human being, you're playing by the rules of this planet, which are the North and the South Pole hold the whole thing in place. Okay, so we're experiencing life from a very polar perspective. And whether you look at this from how we experience emotions, from you don't really know what true great joy is until you've experienced great sorrow in your life. Geoffrey Chaucer talked about this in The Theory of Contraries. One of my favorite memories from high school literature, because it was just so profoundly spoke to me. I'm like, oh yeah, I get it. I get it. To whether you understand from a point of physics and science that the North and the South Pole hold the whole dynamic of the Earth in place, right? So we are experiencing, let's go even bigger than the North and South Pole holding the world in place. We are truly experiencing ourselves as separate from source energy when we are incarnating into this planet. And our journey is a process of moving back into that oneness. So moving from polarity back into oneness. Hi, Tia. I see a first timer here. I love first timers. If you are a first timer, by the way, say hello. And I will pause to say hello to all of you beautiful regulars who are coming in, and say hi to each other as well. This is a very beautiful, safe, deeply connected community where you can make friends. So if you see your friends here, please say hello to them. But from a bigger perspective, we are experiencing this incarnation where we're moving from wholeness into separateness, into polarity, and then moving back into oneness. So when you experience life in this way, until you find yourself back in that place of oneness, our perspective is severely limited. That's okay. It's part of the learning process, right? When we learn to expand that perspective, we get huge opportunities to grow in our life just by unattaching to how we're experiencing something and realizing that there's another person experiencing it another way, and another person, another collective experiencing this event sometimes. There are many, many different perspectives for how we can show up and experience life. The Akashic Records gives you soul level perspective, which means it's unbiased. It does not come from this polar perspective, whereas we're experiencing so much else of life. I might have used some very incorrect grammar there. I'm not sure. Just how it came out. But I think you get the idea, right? The majority of our experience, whether you look at our collective experience here on the planet or our individual experience of our emotions, tends to be very polar. So as we begin to increase our awareness, increase our perspective, and when you can begin to experience life, your life, whether you're living it now in this moment or whether you're reflecting on past moments where you've experienced trauma, when you can realize that through the records, you have the opportunity to experience this through neutrality, meaning not just your perspective, but you begin to understand the other perspectives of the other people who participated, as well as the freaking why is this even converging and happening anyway? You see the dynamics behind why you are experiencing what you're experiencing. And those dynamics are always part of your story. There's a reason that you're experiencing the karma, the storyline, whatever it is that you're creating in your life. And it's for your own good, right? It's for our highest growth. We know this, even though it hurts sometimes, our highest growth. I'm here to make that process way more fun. It's not going to hurt nearly as bad. And I'm excited that you're here today so you can experience firsthand a little more of how these records work. So I'm going to begin some shouts out. Maybe that was correct English. I really liked English class. English and literature, I was all in it. I do believe the correct English is shouts out. So I'm going to give out some shouts out to those of you who are here. I'm going to ask that you share this out as well and begin typing in the areas where you're finding stress in your life. Okay, we're going to start there today on an instant relief of stress. So just by sharing where you're stressed, the first thing that I want to bring intention to and call in energy is to, just by you sharing and vulnerably being willing to witness it and acknowledge where your energy field is being triggered, that begin to release for you today. Okay, so begin to type in the areas where you're stressed. Let me know where you guys hurting today. And while you do that, time for shouts out. Who is in the house today? Shelly Dancliffe in the house. I see you. Trisha, I see you. Jan, I see you. Lisa, hello. Tammy is here. Alyssa is here. Elaine is here. Doa is here. Brittany, awesome. Hey, Doa let us know he was here from Egypt too. I love when you guys share where you're from because it begins to give us an inner illumination, an inner visual picture of how the light is spreading and anchoring all over this world. So every single one of you who are here today, you're in soul contract to be here to not only bring your presence into this sacred space, but to receive. I invite you to receive deeply here an abundance of the love and support and the guidance that you need. I'm holding space at the next steps of insight that you need along your journey that you find here today. And as all those little pinpoints of light light up around the globe where we are all receiving the next steps of insight we need, man, we start to really, really gain power. We gain our force. We're coming together. All right, Brittany, I see you. Sujata, I see you. Kondong is here. Awesome. Katrina, Mark, Robin, I love you. Tia, Lamar is here. Crystal, awesome. Heather, Joe. Yes, yes, yes. David, I see you. Amber, awesome. Okay, getting into some questions now. Francine is here. All right. Francine, feeling stressed about work and family. Wow. Definitely family during this time of the year can really bring up a lot of issue for us in multi-dimensional levels, whether you're worried about your family fighting or whether you're a mama and you're worried about your kids having a good Christmas, or whether you have, big trauma and disappointment and pain that you're currently experiencing. I know for many of us, as the 3D paradigms break down, the stuff surfaces big time. when you have stress in your family, I'm finding that we can do tremendous energetic work, especially those of us who are empaths, by taking the time, preparing yourself before you go into situations where your family is around, okay, and doing some deep self-work, doing some work to get yourself very centered, and ask Spirit to show you as you're going to go into a situation where there's stress, or maybe you're going to sit down, you're going to reflect on a stressful situation in your family, but ask Spirit to show you where this is still present within yourself. Because there's a reason that your family, whom you are in soul contract with, is showing up and playing out this story for you to witness the stress. Okay? So going in and saying, what is here for me to learn? That's going to be a very effective tool and strategy as you go into stressful familial situations over the course of this holiday season. And it's also going to allow you to see what you need to see to shift big karma, ancestral kind of karma. Okay? The more work that you can do on yourself to keep yourself calm and happy and in a joyful place, the more you're going to be able to release all stress in your life and show up way more magically. All right, work was another one in there. How many of you guys have some stress about work? I saw a light worker stress in there about work. Yeah, Rachel Marie said, I am booking too many readings for one day, stressful. Okay. I hear you, light workers. First of all, I love you for doing your work and showing up and serving so many people, Rachel. So that's beautiful. Thank you. And I see you. And now I'm going to go deep into, we're going to go right in. Oh, when we overbook ourselves, we are tuning into lack in our lives. Okay? And anytime there's fear coming up, causing us to manifest stress in our life, whether it's in our work situation, your family, your finances, anytime there's fear coming up and that creates stress for you, you're creating a response in your body that is not only affecting your physical health, but you are telling the grid how to continue to show up for you. So when we can learn to get into those moments where we are accepting and choosing that stress response, and yes, it is something that we are presented with a choice. If we can slow time down enough to see, we are actually presented with the choice whether or not to choose to surrender to the now moment and trust that the grid is showing up dynamically to create with us. And our surrender into peace in that moment makes a statement of surrender and belief that this is already taken care of. Or you can choose to be stressed out about it and tell the grid to keep bringing you more things to be stressed out about. Just to make sure we're all on the same page, when I talk about the grid, I'm talking about the Akashic field, the etheric field that is all around us at every moment. It's what's responsible for the law of attraction. When you put certain energy frequencies out based on your thoughts and your emotions, you are communicating with the grid, and the grid is bringing that energy back to you. Okay, so we're going to move on from the stress portion of today, and I just want to bring in witness and release for everyone who shared specifically what they were stressed about. And again, bring your awareness to the now moment. If you find that you are stressing out, I want you to remember that you have the choice to surrender in the now moment, to surrender those feelings, to surrender those thoughts, to surrender that old pattern, and to tune into what you know. And that is, the field is intelligent and it is here to work and co-create with you. And when you choose peace in the now present moment, you'll instantly release the stress, as well as create the desired result that you want to create in this area. Okay. Awesome. How many of you guys got value out of that? If you got some value, send some likes, some love, some hearts across the screen. The next thing I want to dive in with you guys a little bit more about is your intuition. Ooh, ooh. All right, I want you to share experience here. All right, you can share one or two experiences. Share either the last time your intuition tapped on your awareness and said, "Hello, you. Here's a nugget for you," and you acted on it. Tell me that story. Tell us all that story in the comments. Or tell me the last time your intuition dropped in on you, gave you that little nugget, and you were like, yeah, no thanks, I'm gonna leave that over there. All right, I want to hear about the moments where your intuition has shown up and you've acted on that, and also here's some reflection moments where your intuition has showed up for you over the past week and you didn't act on it. And you realize maybe you should have. Our intuition is coming online so much more dynamically. And again, to break down specifically, what is your intuition? Intuition is your ability to know things instantly. That's why I said, how great would it be if you could swipe left or swipe right? I don't even know if I think I did swipe actual left and actual right, at least my left and my right. I'm known for being very bad at my left and my right. But what if you had a crystal ball so that every moment, every opportunity in your life, you had such a strong connection that you knew to move forward or to move away from that experience, to swipe left, to swipe right? When your intuition is intact and turned on, meaning your psychic gifts and skills, your senses or your spidey senses are flowing, I'll break those down a little bit more for you. Every single person has the ability to be tuned into their Akashic Records to receive soul level guidance and information in every single moment. But you have to do things that develop your intuition. And so many of us still are doubting our intuition. All right. I'm going to tune in and check in with some of you guys. We'll see who's still doubting their intuition in here and who still is, and who's jumping in, leaning into their intuition. Erin says, it's going. I'm holding on and standing my ground. You go, girl. Kimberly Griffith said, hi, Emily. I had a revelation today. Met an old friend and my hands started burning and she required healing and it blew us both away. Thank you. Isn't it so beautiful when these moments can come online, that can come into what feels like our previous past old friendships where, you know, I wasn't as awake as I was 10 years ago. And I love it when I cross paths with an old friend or someone in my life who is either experiencing things now or open to this now in a more dynamic way. Kimberly, so beautiful. Thank you for showing up and doing the work. Tia says, just actually sent you a message. Very cool, Tia. How do you know if you should trust the process of finding your true gifts or search further to find where your focus should be? When you're feeling the calling to search for your true gifts in the now moment, take a look at what's present in front of you. I wouldn't keep searching. If you're getting a call to dive into your gifts, the now moment is the only moment that any harnessing of power can be done. So tune your awareness to the now moment and what is speaking to you in the now. Besides me, your Akashic Record mentor and friendly neighborhood psychic. Okay, let's see. Nicholas said, is it odd that every decision I make is based on an intuition? Not odd at all. And thank you for being someone on the planet who is standing in your intuition, Nicholas. Rachel says, my mom told me not to let a truck over into the fast lane, but I slowed down anyway as we passed a patrol car at a traffic stop. Good thing I went with my intuition. Very, very good thing. Lisa, thank you for being honest. Lisa, I doubt my intuition too much when it's always spot on. Always. I was suggested to take more cold showers to increase intuition. It's winter and I'm cold. LOL. Any other suggestions? Well, okay. Wim Hof. Oh, Kitty's here. Apollo here. Wim Hof and the idea of cold immersion, ice immersion, is really good for you for a lot of reasons. Also known as polar baron. I call it polar baron. My first experience with this was actually when I was in high school, and I went away to a leadership camp called Camp Minnewanka. And we were on an Indian reservation up on Lake Michigan. And sure enough, 4 o'clock in the morning, here come Big Mike rolling through the campground saying, "Polar bear!" I'm like, what the? Come on. Because I'm a newbie at camp. It's my first year at camp. I'm in a cabin with people who are more seasoned at camp, and they start to get up and get their towels ready, and it's cold. I'm like, what in the hell? We're going down to jump in the lake. I'm like, is that a joke? Who does this? How stupid. No, actually not stupid at all. There are incredibly profound shifts in your consciousness that happen when you do these cold water plunges. I don't really love to do them myself, so I'm going to speak rather to Lisa. Here's where I'd like to bring your attention. 1,000,000 ways to increase your intuition. It's interesting that you are having trouble trusting yourself. You've come up against resistance, and you have drawn into your awareness a piece of advice that you're resisting. So I would say, notice your resistance. What is your resistance here teaching you? What is your resistance here to show you about yourself? What is it that you need to love more dynamically that this resistance is showing you? Because unless you get that and you pluck that out of your way, it doesn't matter which form of intuitive increasing you try to do, intuitive working out you try to do, you will find some way to resist that. So look at the resistance, okay? I said that I was going to break down the psychic senses, your intuitive senses, a little more dynamically for us here. So for those of you who do doubt yourself and how the energies are working, let me just make it less mystical. And then you can let go of some of that doubt, okay? Of the electromagnetic spectrum of energy, 0.003%, that's 0.003%, can you perceive with your physical senses. So all of the rest is stuff you can't see anyway. So why are you doubting it all? I don't even know. You're only experiencing the smallest part of it anyway, so to think that you can figure it all out based on that, a little ridiculous. All right, so we can set that part of our ego aside, right? That's one aspect of really diving in deep and doing the work, is just saying, okay, right? Where is my ego showing up and getting in my way? Where can I laugh at it a little bit? Apollo. And where can I set it aside? When you recognize exactly how the energies are working, it's going to make it easier for you. Okay, so the majority of the energy that your brain is sending and receiving is not stuff that you're physically interacting with anyway. All right, it's all quantum energy. If you think in terms of messages that are sent and received, here's how they're sent and received. Okay, they're either pictures that go through your mind, it goes through your third eye. Pictures, that's your clairaudience, or movies or images that go through your mind. I'm sorry, that's your clairvoyance, your clear seeing. Apollo, you're really testing me. Your clairaudience is your clear inner hearing. Sometimes we hear messages. Sometimes we can send them out through our voice connecting with others. Okay, there's clairsentience, clear feeling, where you feel palpably with your body. Sometimes you feel other people's energies. And there's claircognizance, a clear knowing. And it's a little difficult to describe because there's just a je ne sais quoi about it. That's an I don't know what. You just know, and you just feel the energy. that is really how I knew that when I was doing some profound healing work with a friend of mine, before I knew about the Akashic Records really and how to use them, and that I was already kind of using them. I was just following my intuition and playing. All of a sudden, I just had this knowing as I'm waving my tuning fork around that his father, who had passed, had come into the picture, come into my awareness. So that one's a little more difficult to describe, is that claircognizant. However, I'm going to post a link here for you guys. This is a contact link for the Academy. I'm also going to post a link where you can grab, there is free training on our website that will break down these clairs for you. Claircognizance, clairaudience, clairvoyance, and claircognizance, and give you really practical exercises that you can do to increase these. And like, it takes seconds a day. Okay. Go to the website, scroll down, and click on the link for the free class of increasing your psychic abilities. Very, very good one because it's super practical. And I want to inspire you to begin to think of intuition as a language. Okay. Intuition is a language that we are speaking back and forth. So when you begin to develop these linguistic tools that are going to help you speak this language, it's going to become a lot easier to learn to identify the intuitive messages that are coming in and then learn to act on them. Okay, so that's a super practical way that you can use the records right now to get strength in that area in expanding your intuition. Check out that free gift that I just sent for you guys. I also want to send in a call-in energy and send it here through this sacred container for all of us. For everybody who is ready for an intuitive upgrade. And here's what I want to tell you about this. If you want to receive this energy, this intuitive upgrade, say yes. And I can't tell you exactly what it's going to look like for you. I can give you some ideas of how it's going to present itself. You're going to start noticing more friends running through your mind before they send you a text. This kind of thing, okay? You're going to have a hunch that a certain situation is going to work out in a particular way, and then you're going to experience it working out that way, which is always interesting. Is it the chicken or the egg? Just play with yourself now, people. Don't worry too much about that. Just play with yourself. And as you begin to experience more synchronicities, if you dismiss them, this activation that you are receiving right now will be null and void. You must acknowledge, oh, I was just psychic right there. Oh, I was just singing that song in my head before I got in the car and turned the radio on, and there was that song. You must start acknowledging and owning as it's expanding for you. Palawa. You're a kook today, friend. I really like it that you're here. All right, thank you to all of you guys who have received that upgrade in your intuition. I'd also like to invite you, if you experience a big ol' upgrade in your intuition this week and you're willing to acknowledge it, come back here to the Akashic Academy page and leave us a post so we can celebrate. So we can celebrate together the coming online of this planet. Okay. I also said that I was going to share with you guys what you can do to step more dynamically into the 5D. So let's talk what the 5D even is. Lisa Gomez is new here. I'm glad you're here, Lisa. So 5D is when your baseline resonance is peace, love, and joy inside of your heart, your energy field. You've mastered your ability to create and shift your reality. You know how you want to show up here on the planet, and you are actively moving forward in that mission. That is a fantastic place to be. I know because I'm emerging there myself. Yes, there are still some aspects of my life where I get stuck in the 3D, but not too many of them. Because I've immersed myself in a community and an alignment with mysticism in my life that allows me to be fully and completely myself in all areas. My job, my family, my career. That is my job. It's so hard to think when you have a wild animal ferociously biting your arm. The Akashic Records have been the tool that have allowed me that level of self-actualization. And while it's been a relatively short process, it hasn't been instantaneous. It's required me to go through stages of my own awakening and stripping away of all of the shit that I don't want in my life, that I created, that I was pissed off that I was experiencing because I felt like it was someone else's fault. And it wasn't really. It was mine. I just had to figure out the energetic components, the alchemy behind why I was creating, what part of me was hurt and needing to have an experience that was showing me my hurt and putting it right back into my face. Well, once I figured that stuff out and started recreating a story consciously, not subconsciously creating from my old pain and karma, my life began to get really fun and exciting. Many of you guys know I spoke at Harvard University last weekend. I gave a keynote speech about the Akashic Records. I had the opportunity to share on a very iconic stage the ability of the human being to tap into infinite wisdom. This is technology that will change the planet. It will change the resources, the new advancements, the new things that are created for our society. I know, my cat is. I'm trying to be really serious and monologue something really important here, Apollo. And you're totally scene stealing, dude. And you're getting hair caught in my lip gloss, too. I'm about over you. And I really love you. I really do love you. The records allow us to have massive personal change as well. See, I knew what I was saying before. I was talking about the global change, the medical advancements, the advancements in business, the new technologies that will come in. When we all begin realizing we have access to master level knowledge, which is not only to heal ourselves, but to tap into expanded creativity. This is big stuff. But that means something on the personal level too. This is not just for the Albert Einsteins and the Nikolai Teslas and the Steve Jobs, all who tapped into the Akashic Records, by the way. All who dynamically used the records went into meditation to access deeper knowledge, understanding of the universe. But it's not just for changing everything about our outer world. This is about every person realizing their responsibility for how they show up and change the world, which means your world. It means you taking responsibility for how you're here to change your world, to clear your family ancestry, meaning you are not showing up and passing your old shit forward. You are cleaning it up. LNT, leave no trace, people. That's normally what they say to you when you go out in the woods camping. Leave no trace. That's what I say to my children when they go in the kitchen to make snacks. You might have heard it there too if you ever came in my kitchen. Leave no trace. But it's time for us to karmically leave no trace. And the record shows you exactly the areas where you're hanging on to it, why you're hanging on to it, and how you can let go of it. Furthermore, they become a dynamic self-actualization tool. Once you're willing to love yourself, to heal those wounds, to let the shit go, to love yourself, you'll know why you're here on the planet. You'll know what you're here to do. And you probably won't know before that, before you're willing to love yourself. It's that easy. Ow! Ow! That was hard, dude. That was too much of a love bite. Here's another thing that will keep you from fully stepping into your 5D. This essence of yourself where you know why you're here and what you're here to do on the planet. If you're not ready to act on your mission, if you are not brave enough to take a step in the right direction once it comes to you, once you realize, oh, I do want to find out more about myself. I want to shed my old shit. I want to know why I'm here. I want to learn how to grow those skills and show up on the planet big time. Until you're willing to act on that, your vision will not become clear. Your vision will continue to evade you. So for those of you who are ready to act on your vision, I'm going to post my link one more time here. This is the contact link. Your first step and your action in the now moment can be literally getting on a call with me to talk about what the Akashic Records can do for you in terms of helping you shed your old shit and actualize yourself in the 5D, meaning every part of your life aligns: your career, your family, your inspiration, your health, your finances. That means abundance. And it means a lot of excitement and fun and magic. Truly, your purpose here on the planet is to be happy and to be having fun in your life. Are you? If you're not, and if you've resonated with hanging out here today, I'm going to invite you to get on my schedule for a clarity call, and let's talk about what the right steps are for you to break out of this old matrix, your old life, and get creating the life that you are meant to live here on the planet. All right. Elaine shared this out. Thank you so much, Elaine, for helping to share this mission. Thank you, Apollo, for making the show nice and fun today. You are a really pretty cat. He's been in my office all day today. He's showed up in my Wednesday's a big coaching day for me. I do coaching with some of my individual students, and I get coaching myself. And Apollo was hanging out in my coaching class today, stealing the scene while I was trying to take notes, Apollo. All right, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And for those of you who hop on my schedule, I look forward to connecting with you later this week.